So Comedy Hype is kind of once again giving off kind of a reality TV star drama type of situation as they interview Kenya Duke, which is Gary Owen ex-wife. And they did so a while ago with Earthquake's ex-wife, where she was on there crying about her and her kids was about to be homeless. And Earthquake got on later when they interviewed him, like, why would you give my ex-wife a platform to lie on me and say I ain't take her? He like, I prepaid all my child support, but then you, like, she ain't no comedian. Why you got her on here lying on me? But we're going to play Kenya Duke, and then we're going to play some Earthquake, too.
I'm going to say two things that are true about Gary. He's packing.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
They going to be knocking.
Who cares? It ain't my problem no more. Let him. I want him to be happy, and he is really, really funny. You can ask me whatever you want to ask me. If I don't want to answer, I'm going to tell you I'm not answering it.
Okay.
Okay?
Do you feel a sense of responsibility or any guilt around your divorce in terms of what may have led Gary to filing?
No. This is what I think. I think people move in the direction that they want to move in. I think a person's cheating has nothing, like his cheating or whatever he was out there doing, they don't have nothing to do with me. That's on him, right? So I never felt responsible. Like someone could say, maybe you should have left earlier. You know, someone could say that.
And so this is a clip like 9 months ago that Gary Owen did on the Breakfast Club, where he was quiet like the whole time. She was speaking out on him and what he was doing, and he was cheating. And then this was like when he finally responded.
But also, like, I left. This whole narrative was like, she left me because I got caught cheating.
Correct.
I left.
Really?
I filed first. I made the phone call saying, I don't want to be divorced. I don't want to be married. So I want a divorce. So when everything came out, I just stayed quiet. But this whole narrative was, I got caught out there. She left me. That's not what happened.
Okay, I thought she filed for divorce.
No, I filed first. So why she filed after me?
Why did you file? Like, what wasn't working?
You can get into all kinds of reasons, but the end of the day is you're unhappy. And then you sit here and you stay in it for the kids and everything else. And then you're like, God, I'm miserable. And it's weird because you feel selfish for choosing your own happiness.
The reality show, were you guys okay then? Or were you like, I'm going to try to stick it through? And
no, we were in a good place during the reality show. But it was after that. I left once after that. And then I left again this last time. I just went, I'm miserable.
So why should we believe you? She said you're a lying narcissist, Gary. Why should
Isn't that the go-to, though? The narcissist part, as soon as the guy leaves, he's a narcissist. A narcissist would have made a comment.
So just like he said, I mean, a narcissist would have probably spoke by now. But he held his tongue and let her spin whatever narrative she wanted to spin. And I'm going to choose to side with Gary on this one because it seems like, you know, for one, narcissist is, and liar is like, you know, or toxic is the main buzzwords that chicks seem to throw out there about their exes. You know what I'm saying? But it's never them, though. Like, they never have any blame to be had in the situation. And so, with that being understood, it makes me wonder why Comedy Hype would also do this once again, like they did with Earthquake's ex-wife, and interview people's exes. Because most people's exes are going to have negative things to say about them. And if this is Comedy Hype, Earthquake's point was, why are you giving my... She ain't no comedian. So why are you giving her a platform to lie on me like most exes or baby mamas are going to do? It seems like a drama-filled way to kind of go about getting clicks when you could focus on trying to get the actual comedians on there to talk about life and this, that, and the other. This is what happens in Earthquake's situation.
What made you want to come out now with kind of like get these stories out?
Because it's like I'm tired of suffering in silence. You know, like now I got a message from him like right before Thanksgiving.
Okay.
He was like saying, you know, I'm over in my child support and I'm done with my financial obligations. So he was paying less than $3,500, paying $114 over on his child support. So now he's like, I'm done. So now I feel like my son and I are right back in the beginning when we started off, like homeless. Where are we gonna live? How am I gonna get my son through high school and through college and trying to figure out how to support him, you know, still be the mom and, you know, figure it all out with no roof possibly.
So she said Quake was being ordered to pay less than $3,500 a month. So let's say $3,400 a month. That's $40,800 for the year. a good amount of people don't even make that as an adult to care for them and their family members. Now, she's receiving for one child this amount of money, and yet she's crying because she's about to be homeless. So that just tells me you've misused the funds all these years. And what she was upset about is that he had been overpaying, so he finished payments earlier than before his son turned 18 or whatever. And so he like, yeah, I'm done with my obligations. And now she's crying about being homeless. Is that okay? Well, baby girl, most people don't make $40,000 in a year, yet you receive $40,000 a year for a child, and you have mismanaged the funds to the point that now that when he stops paying, y'all are going to be homeless. I really find it crazy that, and this is in all cases, but I find it crazy that women can spend the funds that they receive for child support on everything but the child, and then not have to have no repercussions over that, not have to show no receipts about it, not have to face any fraud charges about, I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy to me. And then she want to get on here and cry about it. But this is the part where Quake was like, now, why would you let her spin this narrative on me? Because why would you even talk to my ex about this? You understand? But this is what Quake had to say.
From even people that watched it, trying to figure out what was Comedy Hut doing with that move. What was your reaction when you seen it?
I mean, before we even get to that part, as I guess the question I will have to you was, this is Comedy Hut, and it's a platform for comedians. What significance did my ex-wife have with that description? So that was stunning more than anything. And I guess the first thing, since we're clearing the air, what was your motivation to put my ex-wife on a comedy platform? She's not a comic. She's never told a joke. She has nothing to do with our genre. So that's my first reaction, and most people is, because you put this and you says this a platform for people such as me, and you even, from what I heard, I was a motivating reason for you to have this type. Great comic who doesn't get the commercial recognition with the different shows, but into it. That's what I was told about it when I did my research. So that stunned me again, that I'm still not adding up how my ex-wife gets on your platform before I even get on it. And I'm supposed to be the motivating force. So that's, I guess that would be my question, since we're airing this. How did she qualify? And who made that decision?
So backstory is that, you know, she reached out to our platform. So I do want to make sure that's clear.
Okay.
It was a little bit of a thing of, we did go through a process of really trying to figure out what her motive was. At the same time, I was the one that cleared it, that felt that, okay, let's do the interview. But I was also stepping into a notion of, it is kind of, in a weird way, in a weird perspective, it is trying to give comedians respect, which was, hey, these people are making you laugh. You drinking your drinks. You don't give it real. Sometimes people don't care, or how hard you worked on your jokes. But he's dealing with something at home. So it was a little bit of a idea of, we can give people the drama that they tend to want, just to be very blunt. At the same time, I hope that it was going to gain you some empathy.
And he went on to say, I hope it's going to gain me some empathy. Like, oh, he's bringing us these jokes, even though he got this going on at home. Like, cut it out, man. Stop trying to take this long form answer into convincing him that this was a good idea. You said what you said a minute ago, and you said it was for the drama. That's what it was for. And it makes me even more believe that now that you have Kenya Duke on here doing the same thing, it probably just doesn't seem as bad because she didn't go that hard on Gary. But I bet if you got her talking about that $44,000 for them kids she won a month, then it'll got different then. And I just want to say, man, be careful about doing that. Listen, wouldn't you think it was weird if ESPN started to bring, like, Michael Jordan's ex? You know what I'm saying? Just every basketball player's ex or baby mama on ESPN shows to talk about what happened with them. It's just not a good business model. Like, we don't want to I'm saying, I know it's some people that's interested, but I think you dancing on a weird line here when you deal with people, exes and baby mamas. They're often going to have bad things to say about them, and if that's what you want to make your platform about, and I guess go right ahead. But this seems to be something a little more suited for like reality TV show type stuff. That's a weird line to be on, especially when the show is about comedy, and you could focus more on gathering relationships with these comedians. But that's just me. It's your boy P Camp. Let me know what you think, what you don't think. Get at your boy.